Hello.
Good morning. Good.
Morning. Welcome
Hey
to our
guys.
stream.
Happy Tuesday.
It is the 2 of the days.
I was like, what day is it? I was almost going to say Friday, and I was like, that's not right.
No,
Yes.
it is 2 of the days.
It is the Tuesdays. Welcome. We're going to be doing some studies this morning, looking at the human torso. Hello. Hey D. How's it going?
Yeah, wow.
How is everyone? What's going on, people?
What is the going on? I'm gonna do a tweet to let people know that this is on.
Cool. You do that. In the meantime, I'm going to start off this drawing. So we're part of a study group, and our task this week is to copy a few of these diagrams down. So they'll be helpful for us to do, and hopefully they'll be helpful for you guys too. And interesting enough, Cal's ultimate brush pen is so good. I'm waiting for my computer to catch up with my brush strokes. Come on, computer, wake up. The morning already.
It's the morning already. Come on.
Come on now. Don't dilly-dally.
Do you still have Premiere open?
No, I do not.
Okay. Good.
It does seem to be having a few problems. Oh, of course. Okay, so this is a thing. So I can no longer use Control-Z.
Oh yeah.
Mike and I are trying to be more conscious of our brush strokes and we're trying not to undo, essentially. And so now every time I try and undo, fuck off pace across my screen instead of the undo happening. So let's see. It's just because I was trying out the brush, seeing if it would work and if Photoshop would catch up with me. It seems like it's working now though. So we'll see how this goes. My first day of using no undos. Gonna be interesting. I might have to make my canvas a bit bigger. Hey, I didn't even try and undo that. I don't think. I just tried to make my brush bigger.
Did it occur again?
It did. That was weird. It just wants to tell me to fuck off continually. Right, canvas big. Stu, 500%. Oh!
Okay,
Large.
bring up the stream. Bring up my reference, which is probably not here. And this one? Yeah. This one? Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I have plenty of room now. Better. Alright, we in business.
Do you reckon, should I annotate this drawing? Or should I just draw the front version instead?
Annotate it and colour code it.
Annotate it and color code it?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Starlight Brigade Discord is making Starlight Brigade Jeopardy. Really?
Really?
That's amazing.
How does that, is that like a trivia show?
Yeah.
How does
What
that...
is Jeopardy?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So you choose a question to answer. Apparently, you choose a question to answer without knowing what the question will be.
Yeah.
And then you have to answer it, but you have to answer it in the form of a question. So, what is Starlight Brigade? Who is Strive? What are spaceships?
Gotcha.
Etc. Etc. Please don't be in Bee's Nest. Yeah, that sounds more painful than I'm willing to go for on a Tuesday morning.
I don't know how to do text.
You don't know how to do text.
Oh, that's an annotation.
Just write it, you fool.
Fine.
I need to now reduce my pen size slightly.
Oh, you know what my handwriting is like.
I do. Just, don't be a fool.
La. Tissimos.
Mele.
Dorsai.
I spent some of the other day talking in Hollow Knight speak to Mike, which is very fun. Oni mele.
It was pretty
gobbled
funny.
a gook.
Yeah. You're just lying on the floor, just giggling to yourself. So this is the deltoid.
Deltoid rune, which is a story about a really muscly kid.
This is a lot of words.
You're a lot of words. Michael, Sutton-Killed, Jonathan, Davies, Robert, Elizabeth III.
Here we go. This is better. I've zoomed in now.
I invoked your full name.
I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so this comes up here.
The deltoid has summoned Hardic to the chat.
Hey, Hardic.
Strive Seps. Oh, yes, please. Starlight Brigade AU where Strive is super muscly. And instead of him having spaceships, he carries around the rest of the brigade on his back through space. So these exercises that we're doing is primarily to look at the spine and how different parts of the body hang off it. So far we've learned that when it comes to the torso, there are three main shapes that hang along the spine. There is the head at the top of the neck, there's the rib cage, and there's the pelvis. So these are what we're drawing.
Yeah, we're getting our study on. Thanks to Hardic, who's in the chat.
Yeah, thank you to Hardic for providing these materials and encouraging people to get out their butteroonies and do some study. It's nice to get back to the basics. I think it's something everyone talks about doing and wants to do, but hasn't really taken the incentive to do.
Yeah, I've certainly not went this deep
So
ever.
I'm very thankful for the opportunity. We're going to get a red pen and put on the rest of the stuff. Doig has to change his name now. I know, I've revealed it to the world. His full name. You can find out all kinds of information about him now that you know his full name.
You thought my name was Doiger. Nice.
Doiger. It's pretty cool. Hey, my name is Doiger.
Doigart.
Doigartissimo. Hello, Emlet. Of the Emlet. How are you this morning?
Infra spinatus.
Mele. So the spine goes along the back of the neck. And the neck hooks in. Well, it doesn't hook. That would be fun though. Hooks into the ribcage.
Terrace.
Oh, I see. Sorry, you're reading out the names.
Mage. Yeah, what'd you think I was doing?
Hollow Knight, Bug Speak.
Did you thought I was doing
Mele.
No. No, not quite India.
Okay. Well, you know. I didn't know. I've immediately done it wrong because I wasn't concentrating properly and put the spine along the edge of this chest. But in fact, because we're drawing 3D forms, it would be more like this.
Okay.
Oh, good night, Amy.
Good night.
You have a good night's sleep. Dream of cool stuff. So, I like the way that they're drawing the end of the pelvis like a little arrow. I think that's neat.
Sort of is like that.
I like it. Cool.
Okay. So latissimus dorsi. I'm sort of like looking for the muscles first.
That makes sense. Drawing this a little bit shallow. By accident.
So external oblique.
So one thing that I've noticed about artists that I really like, and of course that's a very personal thing because everyone likes different people with different styles, but a lot of the artists that I tend to really admire and like the way that they draw, it feels like they think in boxes and cubes a lot. Everything that they draw is very angular and constructed. So I'm looking forward to trying to get a bit of that into my own work. Yeah. And then the collarbone. The old handlebars.
Gluteus.
Maximus, right? The
No.
butt.
No, medius first.
What? Where's the medius?
It's just up and to the right or to the left of the maximus.
My rendition of the spine is accurate, you think? It's difficult to say. I'm looking at the thing that I'm drawing it from, and it doesn't look a lot like it. So, spine is brought to you by the letters D and the number 5. I like it. It's the old animator spine, otherwise known as umbrella handle.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with the muscles for now, because I want to draw during the stream. And then the intraspinatus is this one. So if I go to color.
Also, I agree, D, that Steve Ann. Their names rhyme. Steve Ann's work is very angular. I really like his work. A lot of the artists I really look up to seem to think that way.
I think if you can like simplify the 3D form into planes, it almost hyper describes what's there.
Yes, like does the artist that you linked the other day who does cross hatching. Oh, I tried to do twice. What a fool I am. So the artist that you linked the other day who does a lot of cross hatching.
Yeah.
They also think in a very angular way. So they think in flat surfaces and the way that the angles change on those. And they depict that through straight lined cross hatches. Very interesting.
Yeah,
like it a lot.
it's cool. They do a lot of quick hatching, but they do it in the direction of the form, so it looks really like a good way to describe what's going on.
Yeah, I think their name is Poos on Twitch, which isn't the best name, but the art is very good.
Poos too.
And they seem to stream regularly. So it's P00SE2, right? Spelled with zeros.
Yeah. The real name's Johannes.
But you won't be able to find them by searching that. Oh yeah, guess what, guys? Guess what came in the post?
Your butt.
Nope, I already had that. effing Starlight Brigade merch arrived.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting here in my Starlight Brigade t-shirt. So happy. We also got some Return to Wherever merch, which is awesome. So I have a Return to Wherever tank top now, like the t-shirt. However, today I'm repping Starlight Brigade.
That's too dark.
I forgot the legs. Forgot the legs, guys. A person is just a torso with no way of moving. How will he sneak into your dreams at night if he can't move?
Arctic, can I ask? You see, the latissimus dorsi. Does this go all the way down into the sacrum? Are they just all one thing?
Professor? Professor? I have a question.
I think they do.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
Not quite sure what this is depicting. The bottom of this leg.
Pure garbage. Welcome.
An ankle bone, maybe? Oh, hello, Ghost Star, as well. Tim says, I like the text logo on the Starlight Brigade merch. Whoever designed that must be really cute.
Oh, that was Swifty.
I did not design that. The text on the Starlight Brigade merch is designed by Tibbs and Elle, with some help from Lazy Horse. But yeah, it was really cool to put that on a shirt. I have a weakness for just logo tees, so I think that's a really kind of cool and elegant, simple design. The character tee is awesome, but there's also something cool about having just a very iconic, simple t-shirt, I think. The one we got is in Mike size, so it's super large. So I can wear it. I just look like I look like a kid in like their dad's t-shirt. Which ain't no bad thing. It does fairly drown me though.
The the t-shirts are available on TWRP Band's store.
Oh, I think they might have sold out again recently. You have to have a check.
That's too close to that one.
Oversized shirts are really comfy. They are the comfiest. I adore wearing oversized shirts. I'll often order things in a size larger than I need just so I can flomp around in it.
I'm a little confused about where the trapezius ends.
Which one's the trapezius? Oh, I see. Where it ends is in... Which end?
Like, does it go all the way down here?
Oh,
like,
I
what
see.
is this one? Because there's no The only annotation that goes toward that is the supraspinatus ligament.
Supraspinatus ligament!
So maybe it's just that.
The cool name of an attack.
It's probably that. So.
Yes! I used to do that too, Bertie. Did you ever do that, Mike? When you're wearing an oversized shirt, like pop your arms in and then stretch it over your knees while you're crouching down? So you were just like a box?
Yes.
So cool. So warm, actually. In winter. So good. Bringing back the memories of the childhood.
Okay.
I'd do that again, but I don't want to stretch Mike's shirt.
It's the
See, this knight did this and acted like a turtle. How did you act like a turtle?
That's pretty great. What, we like have little shuffly feet?
Oh, cool. Tibbs, you're gonna like customize yours to make it form-fitting. That's cool.
Okay.
Ah, Cole. I'm sorry that it's just like slightly too small. That's the worst.
First, I draw the vertical line. And then...
Huh. Have I just done it? I haven't just done it too short. I've made this too big. Oh, yeah.
Part of the study is, I think both of us, India, are trying to improve our line confidence.
Yes. I'm not so much thinking about that right now.
Oh.
Right now, I'm just thinking about trying to draw these forms. Rather than worrying about what kind of line I'm making.
Gotcha.
But that is definitely an end goal for me. Phew! Bless me. Oh, sorry for sneezing at you guys. I hope you don't catch anything now. Like an internet virus.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I did find after having drawn not a huge amount, but a fair amount yesterday that like just my mark making had changed.
Yeah. I really liked the drawings you did at the end of yesterday. I thought they were lovely.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have guessed that you'd drawn them if I'd have seen them.
What does that mean?
It means that they seem like a departure from your usual style of drawing.
Oh.
Like you'd approach them differently.
Yeah.
That's all. You know
That
how
makes
you can get
sense.
used to seeing the hallmarks of someone's style?
Yeah.
That's all I meant. If we were all only box people. How simple life would be for the box person.
These are the drawings that India means, by the way. I found a 3D model and just spun it around and drew it from different angles.
You can make a clone of me now, Bertie. I don't know why you'd ever want to. But you know, the option's there. Just in case. Maybe one day you'll need to make a me so I can destroy myself. Send me after myself like the Terminator.
Yeah, the only thing powerful enough to destroy India is India. That might make a good film premise. Like, you have to take the villain or the enemy of the piece, clone them, teach them empathy, and let them fight.
we watched a film exactly like that when we went to Becky's wedding,
Oh,
and it was the worst thing.
yeah. That
The
was weird
replicant.
though. I think the that wasn't so much weird because of the premise though.
We didn't finish watching it.
We laughed too much.
The Replicant is essentially a movie where there's a serial killer, and so in order to catch a serial killer, they clone the serial killer, thinking that he'll be able to telepathically remember things that he's done or is doing currently because of the link with the original. But they just treat the Replicant so badly. Everyone in the movie is such an asshole. Like, they treat him worse than an unwanted animal. Like, it's awful. I was like, I don't want to watch this. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's like the main character is like projecting his kind of
unhappiness. I don't know. He's just a horrible person. The main character is a terrible person.
It's like he's projecting his prejudice on the replicant.
Mm-hmm.
But all this is doing is like.
But the replicant is like an innocent.
Yeah.
That doesn't know what's going on. Like, the replicant can't talk or anything because it hasn't been taught anything. Terrible.
It's a weird one.
I didn't keep watching long enough to see if it wrapped up in a convincing point or not. Like, if everything was worth it.
Yeah.
Epi can never die. Epi is eternal. Epi is forever. Look at these wiry weird legs. I like them. It makes me feel like they're going to spring around all over the place. It reminds me of those prosthetic limbs you can get. When someone loses a leg and the limb that they install is a kind of slightly scooped metal bar shape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The springy one.
What a cool invention. We're getting into science fiction territory now with prosthetic limbs.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, now you can feel through a prosthetic limb.
Really?
They've developed one where it actually gives you... It gives you...
Like the sensation of touch?
Kind of, yeah. Like, you can pick up something and feel the pressure of it on your hand.
Wow.
So, people who have been testing with them can do things like pick up eggs, which previously has been really difficult with prosthetic limbs because you don't know how much force you're applying to anything.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I tried to do the whole thing where you use your palm and try and crush an egg.
Yeah, you did. You were so fascinated.
I was like, what? But it's an egg.
Yeah. Mike couldn't crush the egg in his palm. He wasn't strong enough.
I didn't have enough PSI.
The strength of an egg is like when you hit it at a certain point, like just one point, and put pressure on that, it'll crack super easily. But if you try and apply even pressure throughout the entire surface area, super difficult. You're getting deja vu. Zenith Night, I may have spoken about this on a previous stream. That might be what it is. The prosthetic limb thing. Oh, the egg thing. You might have talked about the egg thing before.
I think I'd watched a video very soon before like being on the stream.
And then talked about the egg.
It, yeah.
Now you've experienced the egg as well. Now you have all facets and dimensions of egg. You could say you've been exalted.
Salted eggs right here.
I might make pancakes this morning with our last remaining egg. Like, I'm trying to eat healthier, so currently in the fridge I have a head of broccoli, a bunch of salad, some peppers,
Papia.
some peas, and that's it. Can anyone suggest me a good meal I could make out of this?
Get some eggs and make some omelets.
I don't know. I've only have one egg, and I'm not sure what I can make this into.
You know what? I might.
Hmm?
It's a little easier to see the serratus muscles from
Space?
no, from because the diagram I'm studying from is like lit from one side.
It's lit. This diagram is lit, yo. Sorry, do carry on.
Oh my gosh, India. Oh wait, that wasn't good.
This is how you get the kids interested in anatomy. Yo, this bone structure is lit.
Oh, that didn't work. Fab.
So the spine ends at the base of the head. Despite my terrible drawing, it doesn't go past. Important things to know about your own body. Them shoulder blades, we all got them. Our mini Buzz Lightyear wings.
Is there a way to rotate in this in draw pile?
Yes.
How?
You hold Alt inside your selection.
There we go. That's better. My symmetry was a little bit off.
Oh, not my symmetry. So did you copy and paste one side?
Yeah.
Cheetah!
That's not cheating.
Cheetah!
It's not cheating.
It's cheating.
How?
You only drew one half. I've been drawing both halves. I
Yeah.
could just have drawn a half. It's not ruffle.
Oh. Hardwick's like, I put these two diagrams in there because they looked cool. I never intended to draw them. Lol.
Well, Hardik, you said it's recommended to draw everything.
Damn you, Hardick.
And so, we've been drawing everything.
Damn you! I guess there's no harm in me doing it. But if it's not cheating if it's not even intended.
There's definitely no harm. I think it will be helpful. Oh. Don't even worry about it. I don't even worry about it. Can you paint with all the colours of the mountain?
Imagine painting with a mountain.
Can you paste with all the voices of the wind?
You just spiting. So yesterday, Indios was singing lyrics.
Are you making fun of me?
No.
Okay.
They were amazing. India was singing about being a fish. And like it was like, gonna lay my eggs, now I'm gonna die. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I learned that salmons die once they lay their eggs. And so I was singing a sad salmon lament. Well, actually, it wasn't. It was quite upbeat and happy.
Yeah.
But it was a song about swimming up the river and laying eggs and having salmon sex and dying.
It was I wish I'd recorded it. I wish I had. I think it would have been great.
Okay, everyone. Now we're going to draw some pelvises and some rib cages. Are you all ready for this? After
Bam,
identifying the center of gravity, the next step is to lay in the three major masses, the head, ribcage, and pelvis. Because the head is a more complex form, addressed in a later chapter, for now keep it as a simple sphere shape. When placing the shapes of the ribcage and pelvis, make sure they are consistent with the spine and the balance of the gesture. Before describing the shape of the pelvis or ribcage, look for the line of its tilt, 2D position, or lean. An easy way to find this is to look for the weight-bearing leg. When the majority of the weight is positioned on one leg, it usually causes this large area of bone to raise, dropping the other side. Draw this line of tilt and then place the shape on top. Options for the pelvis and ribcage are shown in the diagrams on this page. At this early stage in the drawing, use the egg shape, which could be used to develop, and then it gets cut off. But observe as I now sketch the various ribcage shapes and the various pelvis shapes.
Sounds like the sort of tone and instructions for being on a plane.
Keep your arms and legs on your canvas at all times.
I kind of want to like be up and doing like standing up and doing hand movements just to like lean on one leg and stuff. That'd be pretty good.
And to your left, you will see a pelvis. And to your right, you will see a ribcage. Please keep in mind your nearest pelvis and ribcage may be behind you.
Familiarize yourself with the location of your ribs and pelvis.
I like it.
If you're traveling with a child, please attach your rib and pelvis first before attending to the child.
So that's one. God, he's just screaming egg shape in chat. Because eggs are unbreakable. That's why. They shouldn't have called JoJo's season Diamond is Unbreakable. They should have called it Egg is Unbreakable.
Of course.
Eggs are forever, forever, forever.
Okay, so this little peaky door size, that's sort of creeping round. It's creeping.
Drawing the pelvis can be quite incidental, but egg shapes are a girl's best friend.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in.
You might have to. Those labels look very small.
Yeah. I'm not gonna label this one. Oh, I zoomed in too far.
You've gone too far.
I always get confused and misunderstand the serratus. So I'm gonna.
I think you'll find it's called the serratus because it's serrated.
Okay.
It has a sharpened edge.
Okay.
With many blades.
Oh, okay. Whatever, Swifty. Whatever. So I'm just gonna delete this.
We need the Fire Brigade crew giving a flight safety video. They'd be so bad. I wouldn't trust them with flight safety.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Okay.
Yeah?
So it looks like the... It looks like this comes up over here. It's like interweaving.
Now we're tilting everything. I can get behind a box and I can get behind this more realistic ribcage shape. But thinking about it as a cylinder hurts my brain. Makes me feel like a toilet paper man. You know, because inside a toilet paper tubes are
Yeah.
just these little cylinders. Like if I was made out of those.
That's where you keep your organs.
Yep. Inside your tube.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting a little bit mussed up here. It's amazing how like you can just look at a diagram and be like, oh, that's the shapes, then you look back at your drawing and go, oh. Where do those shapes go? So this is my latissimus dorsi here.
Always makes me think of a dolphin.
Here. Well, dorsal fin is the same sort of thing.
Exactly. Like my brilliant bean rotating can. That was so bad, but that is helpful though. I like the thought of being a can more than I like the thought of being a toilet paper tube.
So it's sort of like
this
goes that way, and then there's a little curve, and then this sort of just rolls up in there, and then
yeah, don't try to shoot the barrier.
Just that.
Ram your faces into it. That's the way.
It's a well-known fact that a surprise attack with your face is the most effective way.
Face plant it. Oh, it's Tuesday today as well, so I wonder if the Grumps will stream tonight.
Wonder.
Or if they are away on tour still. They're probably away on tour still.
Yeah, I think they're away on tour still.
Well, I was enjoying watching Aaron play Chrono Trigger.
Gotcha.
Because I've never really seen that game before. And it was bringing back good memories of Secret of Mana.
Yeah, it's similar in a lot of ways.
And Grandia 2. Yeah. You know, all those old games that give you such good nostalgic feelings.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do more drawing and come back to naming stuff.
Bertie says, I had this comic idea where Dr. Sung was trying to open a door and Strivy's like, if we all act as one, we can push through anything. And you see the brigade all pushing on a door. And Ninja Brian just looks at the door's label and it says pull. Yeah, pretty much. I feel this is accurate to their characters.
Okay. Let's see. The color-coded drawings on these pages show the placement of the different muscle groups according to a simplified idea of their shapes. Study them for an understanding of how to use T overlaps because there is so much going on. It is extremely important to use the T overlaps to be clear about relationships and placement. What is a T overlap?
There's someone trapped in the rib cage.
What is a T overlap? Is it described elsewhere?
Is it like a T junction?
I don't know.
Now for the pelvis. A simple bowl.
I'll see if drawing it helps.
These are all options we could use to draw the pelvis or the rib cage. I think my favourite is still the rib cage far left. Feels like it describes the most. Can't see these drawings very well. This one just looks like it's a circle. This one just looks like this. But I've drawn them, so there we are.
This is cool.
It's pleasant.
Learning together with Doig and Swift.
I'm listening to some cafe jazz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really nice. Some nice coffee ambience. Night night, Carl.
Nighter.
Good night, though. Rest that ribcage and that pelvis softly in your bed. Let your spine unfurl like a flag and flap in the breeze. Wait. Rest it on the pillow. Sleep soundly.
Okay, so Tardik says it's like a T-shape where lines overlap to show depth. Like if you overlap two forms, the place where they connect may form a T-shape. So you mean like there's a line and there's a ta? But that's a like that?
What's the context of it, Mike?
Muscles arranged on a torso.
And what about that is T-shape?
I don't know. It says the color-coded drawings on these pages show the placement of the different muscle groups according to a simplified idea of the shapes. Study them for an understanding of how to use T overlaps. Because there's so much going on.
I think it's because the muscles are going behind other muscles.
Yeah,
so you're essentially learning to layer things, maybe.
Yeah. I think once I get to the point where I have the muscles on there, it'll draw two forms overlapping. It's this! It's this!
You did it.
Yeah.
Understanding achieved.
Ah.
Mike, I love hearing you, like, your mind open up.
I already did them.
Yeah, but you didn't know what they were, and now you do.
I didn't know what they were.
Now you can consciously use them.
No, I know.
Thanks to Hardik's lessons.
Here, oh, that's not red. Here's one. And here's one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Here's one.
These pelvis drawings aren't just rotating, they're completely changing.
One. Here's one, here's one.
Like, these shapes are not all the same.
Here's one.
Oh, Mike. Hope you're doing that on a different layer, you fool.
Yeah. Here's one, here's one. Kind of, here's one.
Put up the celebrating cats, Mike. You unlocked an art lesson.
I don't know if I have those.
Bertie's like, draws two lines. It's this!
Yay!
You're very welcome.
Yay!
Woo!
Woo!
Did you notice that when you were drawing these different pelvis shapes, Mike, that they weren't just rotating, that the drawings were actually changing?
Yeah. They're sort of different.
They're different, yeah. The bottom drawing where it's facing up, the size of the hole and the placement of the hole is very different to the other drawings.
T-shapes! T overlaps.
I bet you didn't know that tea was also an important art lesson as well as being a delicious beverage.
People are surprised that you're not Control Z in.
I'm not doing it. See? I'm using my eraser, which I'm also trying not to do as much.
But that one doesn't yell at you.
Yeah, it doesn't yell. I couldn't figure out a way to hook up my eraser to yell at me. The only thing I can figure out how to do with that is to go into my tablet settings and disable it. So just nothing happens.
I like drawing.
Yeah, drawing is fun. Drawing is good.
You can make things exist with drawing.
or not exist.
Disexist.
Scribble
Unexist?
over something no longer exists.
Defacing.
Scribble over bills no longer exist. Can't evict me, never got notice. Scribbled over the notice doesn't exist.
That's not how that works, India.
Take this lesson. Take this life lesson. Oh, art children. If you scribble over something with a marker, it no longer exists.
Change the reality of your world.
Scribble over a map. Where did the country go?
That's how they got rid of Atlantis.
That's what happened.
They spilled coffee or something.
Atlantis was a warning to you all.
Zenith Knight, I was asking, so what was with those animated kittens that appeared at the bottom of the screen? Those were a celebration thing that we made for a Monster Hunter stream we did. And when we achieved our goal, the kittens celebrated. They're palicos from Monster Hunter.
But they're a holdover. We like them, and we haven't disabled them yet, so they're still available for us to use if we want to. That was fun. It was fun to set up that Monster Hunter stream and be able to animate the little palicos and animate the Rathian and everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me, Rathalos.
Oh, that's why my thing skipped and jumped. Hardix cheating and adding lessons.
Hardik, are you retroactively adding lessons to the document? I mean, it's good though. Is it because you saw what we were doing and you were like, oh, they need to know how to do this? Look at them struggle, the poor fools. Honestly, seeing people following the lessons is probably a really good way to get a handle on whether there's extra stuff you should add.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have a little spot under my armpit. I've just found it.
Your actual armpit.
In my actual armpit. That's annoying. Feels like it might be a bite. Might have been bitten by something. I was learning about mosquitoes the other day, and apparently they're attracted to particular humans based on that particular human smell. So same person will get bitten by all the mosquitoes, while their friends will be mosquito bite less because they are far less attractive because their scent is not as pungent or not as attractive to the mosquitoes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So once a mosquito target, always a mosquito target, I'm afraid. Not much you can do.
Wow. You can get the mosquito repellent if that works.
Bertie, you have sweet blood. That's true. I guess you could. Let's zoom out of this drawing a little bit. Scribble over the bite. Yeah, I might do that. I might grab a marker and scribble under my armpit. That'll fix it. I can't help you, Bertie. You are there for the mosquitoes. You're a mosquito burrito.
Oh. I'm getting there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hope you guys are ready to beat Mr. Box, because he's coming. Oh, here he come. India, mosquito approved. I mean, I'd be flattered if mosquitoes weren't so horrifically dangerous.
Yeah, they spread not the good things, right?
Yeah, rumours. Hurtful rumours.
They all discuss things around the blood cooler.
They do. Around the human. The blood receptacle.
kind of needs to go. Yeah, contours are pretty good. I never really used contour drawing before.
Contours are alright.
Yeah.
You're okay, I guess. Whatever. Never met a contour I didn't like.
They're cool, right?
Yeah, they're cool.
So the contour is like these things here that I'm drawing on the pectoral stuff. Or like say I did a sort of line to describe the curve of a surface. That's a contour.
Also, welcome. Ramantis. Hello.
Hello. So this is, I guess this would be, where are you? Or maybe it's the latissimus dorsi, maybe it's a teres minor or major. You know, the little like wings that swimmers tend to get.
The wings that swimmers tend to get. Oh yeah, you mean the
muscle baby wings.
Yeah, the muscles around the side of the rib cage at the top of it. What about it?
It's either the latissimus dorsi or it's the teres minor, teres major.
I mean, my gut says latissimus dorsi, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry that your bites get so large, Verity. That sucks. Luckily, we don't have many mosquitoes over here. I guess it's not humid enough.
Yeah, the UK and Ireland are somehow like really tame when it comes to fauna.
We get a ton of wasps, but that's about it.
That's pretty tame though.
Yeah.
Like some places get camel spiders. Yay.
I'm sure they don't look how I'm imagining them.
No, they are really frightening.
I'm a camel spider. That's the impression of a camel, by the way. Guess you guys didn't know what camel sounds like. Now you do.
What the ooh one?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what a camel does.
All right. Look at these overlapping T's. Just overlapping over here.
You'll learn them. You'll learn them, Hardick. You got this. Just practice and repetition. Make perfect. Soon you'll be reeling them off like a champ.
There we go. And then this.
Ah, the pelvis. The human basin.
The human basin.
Yes.
The human bass drum.
Wah! Bumbida dumbida dumbida dumbida. Hardick says, practice uwu. Don't you uwu in our chat?
What's with it? I've seen oohs around. What does it mean?
It's a little face, Mike.
I remember the thing.
A little cat mouth.
Oh,
and
I
closed
getcha.
eyes.
A little cattle. So India was informed and saw something last night.
What?
Ross. You want to tell them?
Oh yeah, sure. So I watched Ross stream on Twitch. Because he streams fairly regularly and he streams art and stuff, which is cool. And I also enjoy watching make Super Mario Maker levels. And he was doing like an animation stream last night, where rather than doing animation, he was looking at animations and talking about them, and frame by framing through them, which was really cool to see him talking about that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed it. But he looked at Starlight Brigade, guys. Some of the peeps in the chat worked on it, so they'll be excited too to hear.
Yeah.
He looked at Starlight Brigade and he was singing its praises, and he said that a lot of his friends worked on it. And my chest puffed out all big, you know. My cheeks went all rosy with pride, and I swaggered around the room a bit.
So yeah, thank you very much for the shout out, Ross. And thank you to people in the chat who asked him if he'd seen it.
Yes. I don't know their name off by heart, so I can't shout them out properly. I think it was Gamer something was the handle. But yeah, that was super duper cool. But I'm looking forward to watching that stream VOD later today, just to see what other anime he framed through and what he was saying about it. It'd be nice to have a streamer who does that regularly, just look through animations and talks about what they see.
Yeah.
I'd love to have that on while I'm doing stuff. What was it like going from fans to collaborators? I think everyone on the team was super duper pumped and excited about it. It's kind of like working in animation is so much fun already, and then you get a project that it really is the dream project, where it kind of hits all those things that you like. It feels like all the influences that the clients are asking for are right up your alley, and the clients themselves are people you've wanted to work with for a long time. So we were all super excited. And also, with that excitement comes absolute paralyzing fear.
Yeah.
It's important to say that anytime you do anything that's super important to you, there's an element of fear to it. So we were very much worried about letting them down, which I think is one of the aspects of why everyone put 110% in.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing that the more you care about something, the more scared you are when working on that thing, because fear can really make you tense up. There's been lots of jobs, especially when I first started working, where I took them on and my animation would come out stiff and lifeless and not great because I was intimidated by the project. It actually still happens to me on current projects I'm working on, is I get so intimidated by the project itself that my animation just doesn't come out the way it would if I was loosened up.
You start to second guess yourself too much.
Yeah. Every decision is agonized over, and that can sometimes be to your detriment. And it's a shame that happens. Like, it happens to happen on the projects that you're the most invested in.
Yeah.
I wish I could be super chill about everything all the time. That'd be great. Oh, thank you, Johnny Vu. We definitely all had a lot of fun doing it. And of course, the team was just perfect for the job.
Hang on. Romanta says, India, love the cell of Strive you gifted to TWRP.
Oh, that I think the one you saw was not me. I think that was Renee who made that. That's the one which I've seen posted publicly. I have actually made and sent a cell to TWRP though. I don't think it's been posted publicly though. I made one and sent one from the team to both Dan and TWRP. They were both for slightly different scenes. So for Dan, I did the scene where Strive is looking back to his homeworld at the end, and all the stars are back, and he's flying in his spaceship. And for TWRP, I did the one where lasers are being fired past Strive as he yells a battle cry as he flies towards the void ships.
They just posted it in the last 10 minutes.
They did? Are you kidding me? What? Really?
One moment.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know if they were going to post it. because they must have been super busy and everything, you know? That's so awesome. Because Renee made them one as well. I don't know if you guys saw, but Renee made one for the Game Grumps and gifted it to them while they were on their tour. The one where Strive's ship activates for the first time. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like the way that Renee mounted hers. She used this really nice black mounting board and put the logo there as well. If only my presentation skills are quite so good.
Did they post it to Instagram or something? Maybe it was Instagrammed.
Maybe it was Instagrammed.
I don't know where you saw it then.
Maybe they took it down. Maybe they posted it and then were like, oh shit, they'd done something wrong and took it down. We can't find it. Oh, they posted it to their Facebook.
Wow, Facebook first.
Oh,
really?
we never go to Facebook anymore. We don't go to the dark lands.
Oh, I have DMs
No.
on Facebook.
The DMs don't exist if I can't see them. If I never check, then I never have DMs. Mike's looking for it.
Yeah, sorry, the DM was kind of serious. Not super serious, but not something I'll be like, it was this.
What could be more serious in a cell?
Oh my god, I do not like Facebook.
Mike's still trying to navigate the swampy waters of Facebook. You shared the link to the post. Thank you. Is the Christmas music playing? We have a oh, what's it called? We have an Epidemic Music playlist at the minute that should be going. So I'm not sure why Christmas music is on there. Whoa! That's awesome. Oh man.
Super cool.
Oh, I'm really happy. I'm so happy that they got it and they liked it.
I'll bring it over to my screen for a sec. There you go.
I'm hoping that we'll see Renee's in the background of some 10-minute power hours or something. Hoping they hang it up in the Grump office somewhere. But yeah, that's one of the ones I did. It was fun to try and paint the effects. I tried to give it like a speckled look. So there's white ink, which is the laser itself. And then behind the white ink on the other side of a cell, I used my paintbrush to do some stippling by making sure that the brush bristles are very dry. It looks okay from a distance. I'm not sure how much it holds up close.
I'm a download and open because it won't let me zoom in.
I think Mike's going to get it up on his screen so you guys can see it properly. It was so much fun to make that though. I really enjoyed it. I really want to make some more cells, but they're quite time consuming because you have to wait for each layer to dry. So it took me like 2 days full time to do it, and I don't really have time to take any time off work at the minute to do another. I really want to though. It was so fun. Making cells is awesome. I have some friends, Naz Pasha and David Liu both also make frames, and they do a really good job. So I got a lot of advice from them.
I'm subtly like trying to see whether they probably, I knew they wouldn't be, but in case there was like reflections of the people taking the photo, inadvertently.
Look at you trying to like reverse engineer your way to some conclusions.
No, I'm actively trying not to.
Oh, I see.
So I'm like, should I zoom in on this? No, it's okay. It's
Yeah, I think
okay. They've
it's
taken it
fine.
at an angle. It's okay.
I think they're very conscious of that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
they make sure they always have their TWRP gear set up on when they're taking photos of things.
So cool. This means you can post about the process of making that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That was something I was going to put on the Patreon for people who are interested. And for those who don't know, our Patreon is freely accessible. You don't have to pay to see any of the content, so everyone should be able to see it. But I was thinking to post about the process of making a cell for those who might be interested in making their own. So we've got a handlebars, the clavicles.
Oh, someone's made some really cool little pixel art of the characters.
Do you want to get up on your screen?
Yeah.
And give them a shout out?
Yeah, let's do that. Copy link to the tweet. I feel blessed. Tuesdays is talking about Starlight Brigade fan art because it's super cool. Look at this.
That's so cute. I love it. Look how small Strife is.
Eat a babu.
Oh. That's super powerful. I love it.
There's a Phobos as well in the end. Let's see if I can show you. There you go. That's better. So that's by Awaru Run on Twitter. You can see their name on the bottom left. Super dope. Someone commented saying I think it was something along the lines of art for a SNES game of an anime that doesn't exist, that also doesn't exist.
Yes. A SNES game of Starlight Brigade would be amazing.
One of India's favorite games, and mine as well, is Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I think I actually mentioned that earlier this stream.
Oh yeah, because you were saying Chrono Trigger is sort of like it. There we go. Back to this.
The Manubrium. Look, guys, now you have tons of awesome terminology to impress people with. So, since this is the ends of the Thoracic Arc, that must mean that this is the Thoracic Arc. Da 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 da.
Welcome to
Thoracic Arc. So the little arch that your ribcage makes at the bottom is the Thoracic Arc.
You're gonna remember that one, I think.
Yep. The manubrium is an area of bone the two clavicles pivot from. Area of bone. That's interesting. Yeah, the two clavicles pivot from. So I always thought that the neck bones or the clavicles
to the
shin bone.
Neck to your shin bones.
Anatomy.
They're running away.
I always thought that the clavicles that was one thing. So knowing it's two separate things is very useful.
What, did you think that when one raised up, the other one needed to lower down?
Yeah, I did.
I laugh, but I'm just thinking about you going through life, just whenever you raised one arm, just lowering the other one.
Well,
just
it does.
belief.
Like,
I raised both of them.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. How would I? Oh, I never made the brain connection before. I was never like, well, if this, then how this? But now I am. Now I know.
Oh yeah, David, clavicles, and the small of the back.
David, when did you get here? Hello. Good morning.
David was commenting on the fact that he liked your cell.
Oh, wow. Thanks. I didn't see that. I must have missed it in the chat.
This is cool. This is making me like consciously think about how a body is composed.
Good. You've been sitting here listening to you talking mad shit about your painting cell skills. Your painting cell skills are awesome. It was seeing you and Naz do it that inspired me to want to actually make the move to do it myself. Because I'd wanted to do it for ages, but I find it hard to get my hands on the materials and such. And not having many tutorials about how to do it, I wasn't sure how to approach it. But when I saw people I knew doing it, I knew I had people I could ask, and I knew that it was possible to get the supplies I needed. So it gave me that extra shove to be like, I could totally do this. I'm going to do this.
That can happen a lot in kind of life and life experiences. When you see someone doing what you want to do, you know it's more possible for you to do.
Yeah, like I didn't really feel like I had a place to start, but as soon as I saw you guys doing it, I was like, okay, cracks knuckles. I can give this a go. And you gave me a ton of good advice about, for example, painting the shading first before the main base colour. I think I remember you saying go from small to large, which is the opposite to how you usually approach other art, which is very interesting. Artists are normally taught to approach things from big to small, blocking in the biggest shapes first, and then the details later. But it's different in cell painting, because you're choosing which order you're putting the paints down. Since you can paint over something you've already painted and it won't show up on the front of the cell.
So once the smaller aspects have dried, you can paint over them, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey Trailbot, welcome. So this was the external oblique. I like how they've just, in this diagram, they've sort of simplified it down to be like a curved circle with like a flat edge.
There was actually something I wanted to ask you, David, about cells that I was wondering. So the way that I did the shading when I was creating a cell was that I had the printout of the original drawing that I traced, and I would put that underneath the inks that I'd done so I could see where the shadows were. But how would you usually do that? Would you trace it onto a cell with a special kind of pencil or something? How would you give yourself the lines to follow to do that? Or do you do the same thing where the picture that you print off already has shading on it, and then you reuse the picture that you traced underneath the inked cell in order to see where the shading is and paint over it? If you should give this thing some official name other than Hardick Studies. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about renaming the study hub into something that felt more appropriate now. Hardick's hardly hard character studies. They're very hard.
What about study husbands?
Study husbands? What?
Study hubbies.
I see.
Study hubbies. It's like buddies, but in a hub. Hub buddies. Hub buddies.
Gotcha. The picture
Study
you
hubbies.
traced should have the shading guidelines like a pencil Gengar. Okay. Sounds like I was doing it right then, which is good.
Doing it right, doing it first time. If I ever have like the thing I'm drawing over to the left too much, just like shout at me and let me know.
Oh, I see. So this thing will... Does this... I might be completely BSing here. Does this thing link up behind here?
You need to be more specific with your words.
Sorry. Does this leg cone weave behind the front shape and appear at the back there?
Are you drawing...
Or am I just accidentally linking shapes about...
Are you drawing this one right now?
Yeah.
And you mean these? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yep, that's exactly what I mean.
But I remember that one.
Art research, drawing illustrations. K. Perfect.
Study hobbies. Hardik likes that. Hardik is in.
Nice. Ah, night, Zenith night.
The Study Hobby Club.
Study hobby clubby.
It's got a nice ring to it, I'll admit.
The study hubby buddy clubby.
The Huddy Buddy Cubby. Have you ever thought how useless men's nipples are? They are not useless. They have uses.
Yep, they are beautiful. They help me to draw the chest because I can tell where things are.
Yeah, they're drawing landmarks. There are erogenous zones. You know, there's uses.
Erogenous zones.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's just funny because I'm just like, oh, yeah. It basically, if you interact with it, it feels good.
I thought that was an erotic zone.
No, it's erogenous. Erotic zone. The landing zone.
I tried to undo, guys. And I accidentally pasted fuck off across everything. Yeah, erogenous sounds to me like it's from the root word, like, to erode. So it just sounds like it's an area that will crumble easily.
Have I just, like... Look!
Erogenous!
A part of the body sensitive to sexual stimulation.
Ah.
Come on, guys.
So it doesn't just erode.
Keep up.
It just crumbles and destroys itself.
Adrian's like, I was not prepared for this conversation.
Does it hit your erogenous zones in all the right places?
What does?
The conversation.
No.
Oh.
I'm just being matter of fact about it.
Oh. The person does crumble. Their mental fortitude crumbles.
It's too early for this. It's never too early to learn
Belly button.
how to be a better partner. India.
Yes. Now armed with the vocabulary of erogenous zones,
You'll be able to wield.
I'll be able to make you feel much more uncomfortable a higher percentage of the time.
Oh.
What have you done?
Oh no. Everyone's just sort of like, it's too early for this. Oh no. And it's just like, mom and dad talking about fucking.
Everybody fucks.
You said something along those lines the other day.
Everybody shits.
Oh, is that
Sometimes. Excuse my filthy language,
Sorry.
but it's true.
We have to get demonetized somehow.
Dual wield the nips. One nip, two nip.
Turnip sounds like a spice. It's like you have a taste of some soup and you're like, need some turnip.
Everybody fucks a children's bedtime story. Well, it's exclusionary because not everybody fucks.
Oh, that's true.
Some people do not concern themselves with fucking.
That's true.
They would rather pursue other things. The erogenous zones are not for them. Not for you. I'm joking. The erogenous zone is a welcoming place.
You are
A
now
place to which anyone can quest.
You are now entering erogenous zone.
We were just talking the other day about what zones should be added for Sonic the Hedgehog games. But I think the erogenous zone should be up there.
Yeah, you were talking about that you like in the original Sonics that you're immediately on board with the premise of levels because they're evocative.
Mm-hmm.
And you like to explore them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the best Sonic levels are ones where they have a simple premise, but one which stokes the fires of the imagination. Yeah, 30 says, it doesn't just apply to aces. People can be anywhere from sex hungry to sex averse. Oh no. Oh no. I said Sonic. I shouldn't have said it. I don't think David heard. It's okay. They got away with it.
Okay.
I did not get away with it, apparently. David did see.
Stretchily oblique. What's the next one? Process. Following this step, every muscle is looked at in isolation as a shape. First, you should be concerned... Oh, I should have read this first.
Oh no!
First, you should be concerned with the muscle's shape and its placement. Second, how that shape changes in relationship to the gesture. Yeah, because this is a squishy.
This is a squish.
This is a squishy.
Did I see the art bread made of me? Ouch. No. The art bread? What?
And then this is the tight.
Did not see this.
And not the squishy.
You should colour which zones are squish and which zones are rigid.
Stop giving me work.
Never. That's just like the perfect way to encapsulate our relationship in an exchange, really, isn't it?
Stop giving me work. Never. A little bit. It's a little bit redundant though. But I'll do it.
You're a little bit redundant.
I've been made redundant twice, I'll have you know.
I'm sorry.
So red is squishy. And this is squishy. Well, it's not really squishy, it's just not like pulled as much. And then the blue is being pulled up here. And this one is being pulled.
You had a discussion regarding Sonic and Meowch. Oh no, I dread to think what kind of discussion that was. That they're both cool characters.
You wish. I guess this one is like, yeah, it's just the gesture on this one is the blue side is stretched.
So do you guys, anyone who's been playing Sonic out there, do you guys have a favourite Sonic the Hedgehog zone that you remember? It's okay if you remember the zones but don't remember enjoying them. If you don't have a favourite, that's totally cool. But if you do, let me know.
Clearly I would probably be Robotnik, right?
That's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, I'd like to be Sonic, but I don't think I would make a very good Sonic. I spent a large portion of yesterday wrapping Pumpkin Hill at Mike.
I don't know what Robotnik looks like. This is why I need to...
That's very accurate, Mike. That's definitely it.
How is his mustache? Does it do this?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's big and bushy, that's all you need to know. And they drew it square in The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but they drew it bushy elsewhere.
So, if I were Robotnik,
Da 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 da.
had the big bushy eyebrows.
Little Danny DeVito side hair. Trell thought he does not. Oh wait, you mean not like a side parting, you mean like side hair. Does he? Guys, I've forgotten what Robotnik looks like.
I'm just going to
So
delete that.
confused now.
It's like, where should I put this on
I'm
my
pretty sure he's
very
just completely
studious... Sorry, I talked over you there.
No, it's okay. I'm very sad you've deleted your Robotnik. Please don't.
Why?
Please bring him back.
Oh.
I love him.
Okay, let's sneak him there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving on. Back view. It is important to keep in mind the overall process at this point. Remember the progression. Gestures, shapes, landmarks. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write it down.
Hello, Bonsley.
Bonsley do.
Hey, it's Katie.
It's Katie.
Hello.
So, gesture.
Why didn't you draw Eggman's famous nipples? His famous egg-shaped nipples.
Gesture, shapes. And then...
He's tired of our shit, guys. He doesn't want to talk about Robotnik anymore.
I'm doing studies.
Oh,
Landmarks and volume. Then anatomy. And then value. That's light and dark. They're yin yang for value. Looks like Pac-Man eating a donut though. Think of these as all being related. Anytime you move to another step, that step still needs to address all that came before it. For example, when we start to develop anatomy, we have to address the 3 steps that came before in order to stay true to the original intention or gesture. Additionally, remember that drawing the pecs or deltoid is the description of a smaller or micro gesture that is a smaller argument in support of the larger idea, which is the initial gesture.
Pecs!
Gesture, shapes, landmarks, Robotnik.
Nice.
So it's given us a couple of diagrams.
Oh, howdy, Oddseren. Long time no see. How have you been?
That I'll copy in here. So let's say we simplified the back muscles. Let's start with our kind of center line. This is a symmetrical one, so it's pretty. It's pretty. I don't know, it's
You've
pretty...
been painting walls for 2 months. That's cool. David, you posted the cursed Sonic. I mean, thank you? Thank you for this curse. Peg bar. That's not what it's called. It's called a clavicle.
Are
But
you writing names? I've done that. I did that recently.
I'll just put in brackets clavicle.
It's crazy how your brain does that. Like you're talking and you're typing at the same time, and then you're like, I just typed what I said, but I meant to write trapezius, and instead I wrote fudge.
Yep. This is what I can remember. And this is the
Oh, that's a good test.
thoracic arc. Can remember that one.
I wonder why.
Pelvis. I gave up. just give it the overall name. Let me check if I was right with the sternum. Yeah, cool. Pit of neck. So manubrium is one which I didn't get.
Oh, volume, mass, value, planes, and then render. That's cool. Yeah, you don't want to skip to rendering too fast, because if you do that, you might not have an idea what your value groupings are, and you'll end up with a lot of contrast and texture, which will muddy the read of your overall image.
Oh, congratulations on moving out as well, Odsarin. I hope your new place is nice. That's awesome. Seems like a lot's been going on with you since we last spoke.
Do you know what I learned yesterday, India?
What you?
Mr. Chambers was over in England with a whole bunch of other animators.
Josh, he didn't tell us.
I think he did tell us ages ago, and he said he was going to come to Ireland, and then they just didn't.
Josh, my boy. Why did you not tell us?
So I'm calling you out, Josh.
Well, not that we really had a lot of free time to go over to England anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, but would you have wanted to meet like a whole group of people like Josh and Jake Gans and Glass Shard and Ockeroid and I forget the others.
Yeah,
Duddle.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
But India never gets invited to the parties. India just drinks all the punch.
Hashtag invite India to more parties so she can turn you down because she's got too much work.
That's a long hashtag there. Oh man, I'm sad I missed it. But I hope they had a good time. Some guy, we haven't gone over the stomach or waist yet, not properly. But we're just looking at the torso in general at the minute.
Yeah.
For this first week or so. Cute clavs. I like it. That's true, Verti. You do invite me to your parties. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'd just be having a pity party for me.
Oh, the pity party.
The pity party.
I wish I had better clavs.
Your clavs are great. What are you talking about?
I want stronger clavs.
Have you tried lifting some stuff with them?
No. Is that what you're meant to do?
Yeah.
Is that what they
Bro,
call
do you
lifting?
even lift? Yeah.
Is that what lifting's about?
Yep.
You have
It's
to
about
lift
strengthening
things.
those clavs.
I didn't know.
Yep.
What have I been doing all my life?
Put weights on your shoulders and then you lift one clav at a time.
But I avoid lifting things because it's so much work.
You're not allowed to raise your arm though. You have to just lift your clav by itself.
Just what? Just the clav?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that like raising one eyebrow?
Kind of.
Oh. I can try. Dude, I hurt myself walking down the stairs yesterday.
Yeah, you old man, you.
Okay.
You spend the rest of the day holding around going, my knee!
I gammied my leg. Am
You
I
seem
okay today?
now.
Yeah, I think I'm okay today. I got distracted the cat was trying to seek refuge in our bedroom, and so as I was coming down the stairs, I noticed her like pining at the door, and I was like, "Aren't you fuck?" I fell.
You tried to go down one too many stairs.
Yeah, my foot missed the next step and proceeded to bypass it to the next one. So like all my weight had to. I'm really heavy, and it had to like hit the stair below.
You have this thing that your friends are entertained or horrified at where you can blink your eyes separately. Can't most people blink their eyes separately?
That's called winking.
Yeah. Or is this a special kind of wink? The verti wink. Have I ever played cornhole? That doesn't sound like a PG game.
Sometimes I fall asleep for like a second at a time.
No cheek movement. It is hard to do without cheek movement. I'm trying it now. I like doing a Mexican wave with my eyelids when I blink. You've got to get that anticipation and follow through in.
No, I can't do it, I don't think. If you ever meet Indy in person, you'll get to learn her secret.
My eyebrow secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell just across the internet my secret. No.
No.
You have to meet me in person and earn that. No one ever notices though, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had someone say, "Hey, I noticed this about you." Everyone's always surprised. So.
Yeah. If you ever
wait, what is cornhole? I need to know.
Okay, but I'm gonna say what I was gonna say.
Okay.
If you ever want to meet us, then you should oh, I lost it. No, I got it back.
What are you talking about?
If you ever want to meet us, then you should talk to your local
comic festival.
Comic festival
and get them to invite us
as guests, and then we'll come visit you and give you high fives.
Because then sometimes they will pay your travel expenses or your accommodation, which means we can then afford to go. And also, it's a super cool holiday for us to be able to actually go somewhere outside of the studio.
Because we've done stuff that can get us guesties at places now.
It's happened to us exactly once.
Twice. 3 times.
What? When?
Derry, Dublin.
Oh, I guess so. But Dublin, we were really invited as part of Sean's entourage.
Okay, it's happened once.
So
then.
Our friend, Paperbag Animator, or Sean as we know him, was doing a panel for Dublin Comic Con. And he asked us if we wanted to come and help him do the panel. And we said, yeah, sure thing. So he got us guest passes. But yeah, we've only been invited to a total of 1 comic festival ever.
We've made it, guys.
It shut down the next year. So we have a good track record.
So if you want to meet us / you want to end your local convention.
Yeah, you want to never have another local convention because we'll be bad luck and shut it down. Oh, hey, Adrian. I don't know how long you've been here, but welcome to the chat. It was cool meeting you. Adrian was one of the people we met at Dublin Comic Con.
Oh, hello.
Wait a second, I want to find out what cornhole is.
Do you? Are you sure you do?
You and your opponent stand opposite each other by like 15 feet apart minimum and try and toss bags towards each other's box. A game where you toss a bag, usually filled with corn, at a board like 10 feet away with a hole in the middle, with the goal to get the bag in the hole. That does actually sound super fun. It sounds really funny, but also really fun. I'm into it. I'ma beat you at cornhole.
Sounds dope.
Oh no, I tried to undo. My computer told me to fuck off. Well, I guess this sternum is just staying the shape it is.
It's stubborn. It's a
Stubborn sternum. What did you say? A stub. Oh no, I tried to do it again.
This music is quite the thing.
What are you listening to? Oh, I love it. Heck yeah. Bah, bah. Oh, I'll show you, Verti. I'll show you with my aim.
Tell us the secret about India's eyebrow.
I went to Japan and there was a game you could play that was One Piece themed where you got a slingshot and you had to hit targets.
You did?
And I got the grand prize and was the only one to be able to hit all the targets. That was fun.
You were amazing.
I won't say I was lucky. It was entirely skill.
It was. You had a strategy and you had the accuracy to pull it off.
That was fun though. Makes me wish I had a slingshot in real life.
What would you possibly use a
Shoot people.
Of course. Look, it's a T-junction. Yeah.
I'd pap them. I could fill it with water balloons filled with paint and make the world a more colourful place.
Pap, pap.
Pap, pap.
Pap, pap.
Pap, pap.
Pap.
Shoot corn at people. Pap, pap. Get corned.
So, we've described the form of the back in simplified forms in a symmetrical, face-on way. The next step is to do 3/4 and take our understanding of these shapes and show them in volume.
30, for some reason I read that as, oh, India, maybe I'll see your aim in prison. I also like the wording of that one camp that let me learn about archery. They permitted you. I hope that no one was accidentally shot with an arrow.
Let's see. So let's give ourselves the good egg.
30, don't get me started. One of my ideal vacations would be to get like, I'd need a stick, a lighter or some way to make a torch. I'd need a boomerang. I'd need a slingshot and a wooden sword, and just let me loose in a forest. And I'll entertain myself for days.
Look, India.
Ugh.
In a couple of strokes, I managed to draw this and this.
Nice.
I've drawn quite a few of these over the last couple of days, and like it gets easier.
Good job, dude. Super impressive.
Draw the box. It's interesting though because they in the book they curve. It's not just like a rigid box. Oh, damn bad. It's in fact like got some curves to it. So then this part comes down here. Mm-hmm.
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 Hopefully you'll be settled at home for September-ish, Odsarin. I hope so. That's exciting. Oh, you need to head off. Ah, fair enough. Who's gonna feed me? I'll make my own food out of berries and leaves.
Yeah.
And beetles. I'll learn to cook. Like Link does in Breath of the Wild. I'll find some mushrooms.
I want that game.
That's really dangerous. Please, no one go into the forest and decide to eat the mushrooms there.
Do you remember when we went to the nearby forest, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go and explore the forest." And we're like, "Oh, this is not.
Yep.
This is not what. This was not a park. This is just."
We saw something which could be a forest near where we live.
There's a landfill with weeds.
So we thought we'd go and check it out, and it's just like a dumping ground. It's very small and not very well taken care of. It's not a forest at all.
Where is the humanity? Hardik, I really like this. Study hubbies forever.
Yeah. Is there some part of the body you guys had or have the most trouble figuring out how to draw properly?
Legs, I think, are one of my main weaknesses. But I learned some things about them recently that might help. Like, legs have a nice rhythm to them, and like if you just try and do like, you know, like straight lines and stuff, it's a little more difficult.
For me, it's the knees.
I actually really like these legs that I just drew.
Knees and elbows. And any musculature. I'm uncomfortable with drawing musculature because I'm not exactly sure where to place all of it. So things like backs or torsos.
So there's sort of like a front and a back rhythm to leg. I think I saw it described once as like two shapes slightly offset, which I think is a nice way to simplify them, think about them.
Yeah, shoulders verti, agreed. Yeah, hands are always challenging, but I really enjoy drawing them. It's just because they're so expressive. They have so much articulation and they're so flexible.
Oh yeah, Adrian, this is like a self-study thing, but everyone's doing the same exercises, so we can compare and contrast. And
yeah, it was arranged by Hardik.
I think the main thing I like about it is it's like a sequential thing. Work through them in order, and there's like a finite amount, but each one I do, I'm like, okay, cool. What's the next one?
Yeah.
Rather than being like, okay, I'll do a study. Oh, I guess I'll try and find something. Okay, now I've found it. I did it. Oh, okay, what's next? This one is like, hey, you did it. Cool. Next.
It's definitely helpful to have everything kind of arranged for us by Hardik. So thank you very much for putting the time into constructing these various pages into something that could be used as a lesson or a series of exercises.
Yeah. Oh, okay, see you, Hardik.
Well, we'll also be going in a few minutes because it's nearly 10 o'clock.
Can we go to 1/2 past? I'm having fun.
You can continue doing what you're doing.
Okay.
But I'm going to make us some breakfast.
You are?
I am.
Okay. I appreciate that sentiment, and I will.
Yep, so much work to get on with today, guys. The Knights of the Light Table are coming up against a deadline at the minute, so everyone's working very hard to try and smash that through the roof.
Yeah. What are you all up to today before we sign off? Do you have adventures planned? You could decide to do one new thing that you've never done before. Give it a try.
That's a good aim for the day, Mike. I like that.
Yeah. Sometimes we get stuck in our routines, and it's nice to have a small window into what our lives could be.
Oh, I see. I understand. So earlier when I said that the shapes changed, it's because this is the back. And these are the front.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. Whoops. I only realised when I drew this back view that they were using the same dimensions for the box.
Yeah, David, end of August deadlines. It's like the entire year. Well, not the entire year. First part of the year was like, hey, spring deadlines, and then the rest of the year has been like, autumn deadlines.
Yeah. It seems like everything is culminating at the same time. So the deadlines for all the projects seem to be coalescing into one mega deadline.
You're making some stuff out. Is that fondue, Eric? Or fondant?
Fondant. It's like icing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Kurzak is doing cleanup animation as they've been doing for the last 2 months.
Cool. Oh, I hope it's going well. Cleanup is super difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely a process of decision making that's takes great skill.
Well, it's interesting because some people seem to really enjoy the cleanup process and are very fast at it and actually prefer it over other parts of the process. Myself, I've always found it very challenging and difficult and slow, and I much prefer the rough animation process. I think that's because I've been approaching inking wrong, though.
Yeah.
Through seeing the way that other people have inked over the last couple of months, I've started to realise that for me, I would figure everything out in the roughs, and then I would then try and ink exactly over the roughs.
Right.
The problem being that some of the roughs weren't filled in enough to give me all the information I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were filled in enough, it was boring to just try and get the exact right line over the top again and again until I got it.
Right.
But people who I've seen as good inkers and people who ink very well actually leave themselves enough freedom and looseness in their initial sketch to mean that they are still inventing stuff in the inking stage.
Is that...
And nailing that down, like they're clarifying and improving in the inking. They're not just...
I mean, that seems to make sense from an illustration point of view, but would that not cause issues if you're animating for like volume wobble and stuff like that?
I don't think so long as the forms underneath are solid.
Maybe that's the thing, like a good inker is inking the form rather than the line.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just that understanding of like, oh, this is like, if I move that, like this isn't the right line, but it could be, whereas this is the one given.
I really like this implied shape here.
I liked when I curved that, so I'm going to keep that curve. Even though it's been simplified into a cylinder, I'm going to just add that.
David, I think you're definitely... Did you just say what I thought you said? You're not as good an animator as me? Are you kidding me? I think that you're an excellent animator and definitely better than I am. I find your animation work extremely inspirational. Especially effects, because effects are something that, like inking, I have a lot of trouble with. So seeing someone do it well when I have such difficulty with it is really cool.
I think you each have strength in certain areas and complement each other well.
Yeah. And I'm always learning, so I'm always trying to refine the process.
I think David was able to interpret certain scenes that you gave him rougher in a nice way, like the one in Starlight Brigade where Strive reaches out toward the camera.
Yeah. There were some scenes in Starlight Brigade where, because time was so short, I didn't have time to complete them as well as I wanted to, like as completely as I wanted to. So there are some particular scenes in the cockpit when Strive is losing consciousness. And I was all set to ink all my own stuff myself because I didn't want to give anyone else the burden of having to interpret my drawings but me. But I had no time, so I gave it to David and he did an amazing job. Like, he made it better than I would have made it if I'd inked it.
I think he was able to take your energy and carry it forward.
Yeah.
And keep it. Like, I think you struggle with doing that on your own stuff just as is, but I think he was able to take what you had intended and bring it forward.
Yeah, like there were some hand drawings on the scene where Strive is reaching toward the camera. There were some hand drawings that were like very like just scratchy lines, nothing, no real form or anything. And the hand drawings that came out in cleanup from David were like the nicest, most beautiful hands. I was like, this is the perfect hand shape.
We're getting a raid, India.
Whoa! Who dares approach our cave? A cave of torso studies.
We're doing studies.
Have at these scrubs. Welcome.
I didn't quite catch the name of the raider. Can someone in the chat tell me who raided us?
Yeah, who we been raided by? Welcome. Welcome, kindred brethren.
And thank you for all the follows.
Thank you very, very much.
Let me do a shout out.
It's much appreciated.
It was Palbrofella. Thank you so much. We've been doing some studies as of late to do. Here we go. To study the torso. So it's just been us, India and I, working through the same sort of exercises. It's been really cool, learning a lot. So thank you, Fandom Gwen and Radaloo and the Pest Map for the follows.
Yes. We were just talking about cleanup animation. And yeah, people in the chat were saying how underrated it is in terms of people underestimating the amount of work it is to do good cleanup. Like, I always say to Mike, and Mike will vouch for me, that I feel like you almost have to be better as a cleanup artist, as an animator, than you do as a rough animator.
Yeah, you need that skill and that understanding of form and volume. But
yeah.
Also, I think working from gestures is a good practice for inking.
Mm-hmm. But you were deciding to final lines that are on the screen, and it's a huge amount of work, and you have to have really solid drawing skills to do it. And I think a lot of people see it as like lesser to the animator or a fill-in position.
Like it's the bottom rung or something.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because it's almost the one where you need the most skill to be able to execute well.
But yeah, Palbrofell has been really supportive of us, as Swifty and I, so you should go check them out.
Thank you, Palbrofella!
I don't know if I have a shout out command built, but I'll make one.
He's a pal, he's a bro, he's a real swell fella.
That's Palbrofella.
He is the man of the hour.
Nice. I like that each part of their name is friendly.
Yeah.
Or a synonym for friend.
The scapulae.
I think you found us through David and maybe was it Battle Athlete as well? Is that how you found us?
My person is growing and shrinking, but you at least get to see the turnaround. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for following us on Twitter.
Oh, thank you. I feel like the deltoid is missing on this drawing. I wonder if I could add it.
You could try.
So let's see. On this point here would be about here. And then it would go around this form and be up here.
Well, I am going to start making pancakes, but since we just got raided, do you want to take over the stream?
Sure.
And
Okay.
I'll let you know when breakfast is ready, and then you can stop.
Okay, that sounds like a good compromise.
Okay, guys. I will see you soon when I return to tell Mike that the pancakes are ready. But thank you for hanging out.
Really cool studies, India.
Oh, thank you. This is really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's just nice to learn stuff and go back to basics. Yep, Yum City. DM straight. I'm gonna go and make us some breakfast. And I'll catch you guys soon.
There we go. I've taken over.
I'm gone.
So it's all mine now.
I'm gone.
Fare thee well. Ah. Welcome to Doig Draws, where Doig draws. It's in the title. So yeah, this is a bunch of materials that our good friend Hardik has put together from various books and resources, and it's a series of exercises to learn the way that torsos work. So I've just been using Drawpile for this, which has been kind of liberating. I don't have to really worry about my brush or like the style of drawing. It's just making marks and lines and stuff. Ooh, I've missed a really cool part down here. It sort of describes the lumbar muscles. So let me just put that in. But it starts out really nicely where, so this is like my whole page so far, and kind of takes you through the simplified forms of the three major points in the torso. So here's like the rib cage, the pelvis, which are good eggs, and the head. Then there was a gesture that I really kind of failed to do. Then it shows you the curvature of the spine as the S curve. Then some stuff about building the forms onto that shape, because that's really important. The pelvis and the rib cage are sort of, unless you're exaggerating the volume and squashing and stretching, those shapes kind of remain pretty consistent, and the only thing that changes is the curve between them. But no matter the posture, that S curve is kind of going to remain. So this is the same thing from the front. And I wasn't spending too much time on each of these, so there's enough time for me to feel like I got an understanding from it. Then applying that some more, seeing how the shape of the spine follows through. I learned that the bones of the neck are pretty interesting in that they're at the back of the cylinder, not the middle, like I would have assumed, to leave room for the squishy bits. And then some more practicing of the sort of, what would you call them, like the abstracted simplified forms of the rib cage and the pelvis from different angles, because it's really important to remember that these volumes can be seen in different perspectives, and different gestures will have different angles on each of them. It then goes through noticing what the landmarks are on a body. So you've got your clavicle pit where the two clavicles meet. You've got the manubrium, the two kind of corner points of the rib cage, 2 points of the pelvis. And what I thought was really cool was that when you're drawing these boxes and the corners of the boxes link up to the can link up to these sort of thing for your box. So you could sort of see that projection in here. So I was like, light bulb moment here. So it really helped me understand what I was drawing when I was trying to draw this, rather than just sort of it being an abstract, arbitrary thing. It is based on these shapes. It says it in the book, but as soon as it said it, it made these drawings make a lot more sense to me. So then I did some more practice up here. Just different orientations of these and trying to get twists. I want to do more of these, but I moved on to learning about how to describe form and contours. And then a study at the end of that section just to see if I'd gotten... Oh, don't spin. And then today... So that was all yesterday. Then today... Oh, late last night I was doing these studies. And the red circles were when I learned about T-shaped... What were they called? T overlaps. When two shapes of muscles overlap in a sort of T section. So say you look at like an arm, that's a bicep, and then the deltoid comes in. That would be your T, because you've got the crossbar of the T, and then the other part coming in. And these are really important for describing how muscles interlock. Like if you just draw this and then this, it's describing the form, but you're not sure where this volume starts and ends. Just adding that little T just gives you another like reference point sort of thing. So then on the stream this morning, I was doing some muscle groups. And now we're down to still looking at the back. I think it's really... I'm finding that the more I'm drawing in quick succession, the more accurate my strokes are. Can't wait to see you Galaxy Brain on gestures soon. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. I've done life drawing a whole bunch over the time I've been drawing, but I've never really went too deep on muscles and anatomy. So this is new to me. It almost feels like I've driven past the location on the side of the road so many times and went, that'd be nice to visit, and like continued trying to drive on borrowed fuel. It's nice to like take a moment to take in the scenery and go stay in those cheap motels and really like dig deep into why drawing works the way that it works. Why drawing this line here gives you the impression that the volume of the back kind of curves in. And then out again. Ooh, the music stopped. Here. Okay. So I was trying to invent what the deltoid would do based on the information that would be given to me. So that was these lines here. So if I go into the color layer and then mark this, keep doing that. This is the deltoid as a kind of simplified shape. I think at least it's part of it. This thing, this big old red thing. Nido. Nido D. Thank you for joining and keeping us all amused. And so that's the same one here. Color coding muscles is an interesting practice. You can see how the same shape looks different in different points of view. This one as well. And so in the illustration I was given on the next one, it has hidden the deltoid. Well, not hidden, it just hasn't described it. And so I am trying to reverse engineer it based on this shape. So I think be like this, and then probably curve down like this. See, I'm unsure now, and so my lines are a bit wibbly. If you want me to stop narrating what I'm doing, by the way, let me know. If there's anything you want to chat about, I'm open to that too. This is cool. That sort of indent thing, rather than it being like a curve, they've purposely chosen to like rigify it. It actually in the illustration has a bevel. Ah, cool. I'm glad. I did a panel earlier this year, and someone asked about how any advice on how to get through learning anatomy and perspective. Like they wanted to learn to draw, but they were struggling to sort of work their way through learning this. And I gave an answer that was a little bit a little bit off the wall, or well, no, not off the wall. I kind of disregarded their question and made them try to think about learning this stuff as if it wasn't a slog, or it wasn't something to like kind of get past, but something to embrace. Like learning anatomy and perspective isn't a destination, it is the journey, and making it a part of your vehicle. I essentially just said like embrace it, enjoy it. It's so like such a deep area of learning that there is just so much to explore with it. It's like a companion for your journey rather than a destination you have come like past and went, yeah, I visited that, it's done. Like figuring out what fascinates you about this. Like I like building things. I like constructing things and crafting stuff. And so this almost feels like assembly in a way, where I have all these like parts and pieces that interlock and interweave. Okay, so this curves in more. like this sort of curve. That's a better description, I think, than the one I drew. Dee taught me about iterative drawing yesterday. Where you draw something and then you draw it again with the understanding you got immediately from the last drawing you did. I think it's a really important back and forth process to do that. Like if you draw something and you think you've got it wrong and you immediately be like, oh, I failed. I made a mistake. I'm never gonna learn this. That's the window of opportunity to try again and to apply what you've just observed in your own drawing and try and improve it. And I think if you get caught up in trying to make a good drawing in that moment, it's like bouncing off the threshold of improvement. I think it's really important to see that making a mistake is your opportunity to grow and not we're biological robots, basically. Yeah. Figuring out how we interlock and all these different moving parts somehow work together to make us human. This is me like redrawing the back shapes again, so I'll just move this over here a little bit just so it doesn't get too confused. Evolution's probably just iterative design in that way, figuring out what worked, what works better. Do you know there's a field of like invention for things where they have an idea for something and they test the concept of it in a prototype, and then they try two or more. They try a number of variables on that concept, on that idea, and they see which one performs better. And they do that over and over and over and over again until they have something that, like say it's a hose pipe or the end of a hose, and they're trying to increase the pressure of it. They're trying to figure out what the ideal shape for the end of a hose would be to get the desired pressure or the desired like spray, or something like that, or like a Hoover or the best suction, and they iterate it on it so often that by the end of it they have something that works really well, but they have no idea why. Like, try this and this. Okay, this one's better. Okay, try this and this. Okay, this one's better. Why? Don't know. You reckon programmers have the same thing when they're like trying different ways to have something occur in the game? My code works flawlessly and I have no idea why. Yeah. Like, I have no idea why this works, but I know that it works, and so I'll keep using it. Okay. Oh, this was my little leg example, but it can go away now. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Damn it. Okay. Consider the simplified shapes and their placements are map. This can be later used to help in the identification or to create figures, animals, or other creatures. Alrighty. Anatomy and motion. Learning the anatomy allows for an understanding of general shapes and connection points, limits and range of movement, and what the anatomical shapes allow the body to do. The following studies diagrams describe activities of the body by designing the anatomical shapes with one simple rule. Active or passive, or squash and stretch. Oh, the scientists that use emulate the functions of nature for man-made projects like the Nautilus shell or whatever without understanding why, but they copy it since it's been perfected with evolution through time. Crazy cool. Okay, so an S curve equals stretch or passive anatomical shape, and a C curve equals a pinch or an active anatomical shape. Interesting. I'm gonna write that down. So an S curve equals stretch or passive, and a C curve equals a pinch or active. Interesting. Interesting. Put a big box around that. Shiny. Basically an S curve is that and a C curve is that. Let's see, where's my next? Okay, so I guess we're going down here. Important box, yeah. Do the things with the learnings. I like following this because there's a lot of active drawing in it. And there's iterativeness as well. Okay, so it's given me the front on face of a torso, like the torso again, front on, but it has major simplified shapes throughout this. So let me just like try and get this in quickly rather than like worrying too much. Let's just gesture this in. Whoa, he's got a really kind of T-shaped form in this. He or she. It's probably a he though. I'm not that great at drawing male anatomy out of my head, so I think this is going to help me understand it a little better. And female anatomy, because musculature is similar. It's just the same shapes arranged in a different pattern, I think. So are either of you... Oh, no worries, Radaloo. Thanks for joining. we'll probably be doing more of this anatomy stuff in the future. I used to watch an artist called Dave Raposa when he streamed on, like, I think it was live stream or something, or pro stream, and he used to do worn-up studies and stuff like this. I thought it was really, really fascinating and cool. If you're not familiar with Dave Raposa, look up his art. It is swish.
Pancakes ready.
Oh, awesome.
Hello, I've come to kidnap Mike for breakfast.
Yeah, I just write Dave Raposa.
Dave Raposa.
Check him out. Oh, is it an S? Is it an S or is it a Z?
I'm sure it's a Z.
Yeah, it's a Z. But yeah, I'm gonna go get pancakes. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And yeah, thank you for that raid.
Yeah, thanks very much. We'll be back on Friday. Everyone have a totally chill day.
And may
Good
the
luck
rest
with
of
everything. Oh, be filled
it... May the rest of it be filled
with
adventure. Take care, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. Z is just an edge, yeah.
I just remembered we could raid someone. So let's raid someone. If you want. I'll try and find someone that I know that's streaming right now. Any recommendations in the chat?
Let's see. Is this going?
Adventure raid. May the rest of your day be filled with adventures and raids. Don't play that one. Let's see. Evan Amundsen is streaming right now. I'm gonna raid him.
Okay.
So let's see. He is that. Go back. Go to our channel. Should be an easier way to do this. Yeah, I have to go to my chat to do it. So raid Evan Amundsen and shout adventure at him, I guess. Adventure! But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.